You must have heard about data transmission protocol, but two types of protocols are used when it comes to reliability and speed. These are TCP and UDP. But what is the main difference between both of them? Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. For today's video, we will be talking about TCP and UDP, their features that make them different, and their functionality. So, make sure you like the video before we proceed. You might have heard of TCP and UDP if you ever set up a router, looking through VPN features, or configuring firewall software. But what are their main differences? And how can you tell the difference between TCP and UDP? To understand the difference, you should first understand what they are. Here in this video, I am going to explain to you about TCP versus UDP protocol. TCP stands for Transmission Control Protocol. On the other hand, UDP stands for User Datagram Protocol. Hence, both these protocols work under the transport layer of the OSI model. We are going to discuss this particular layer too. But before, let's have a brief look at the OSI model. The OSI model stands for Open Systems Interconnection Model. It is a conceptual framework used to describe the functions of a networking system. The OSI model characterizes computing functions into a universal set of rules and requirements to support interoperability between different products and software. The OSI model has 7 different layers. 1. Physical layer. 2. Data link layer. 3. Network layer. 4. Transport layer. 5. Session layer. 6. Presentation layer. 7. Application layer. So, guys, without any further delay, let's start our topic with the transport layer as the TCP and UDP work on the transport layer. What is the transport layer? Transport layer is the 4th layer of the OSI model, which converts packets into the segment. In the segment, this layer will add the source and the destination port number and then pass it to the next layer. Transport layer provides transparent transfer of data between end users, providing reliable data transfer services to the upper layers. It allows multiple applications to use one internet connection simultaneously. The transport layer creates 65,000 ports per network connection. Different applications use different ports according to their requirements. Even a single application can use multiple ports. Let us first briefly discuss TCP and UDP. What is the TCP? Transmission Control Protocol is a connection-oriented protocol that computers use to communicate over the internet. Now you might wonder what connection-orient means. Connection-oriented communication is a type of communication where a communication session or connection is established before any useful data is transferred. It is one of the main protocols in TCP/IP networks. TCP provides error checking and guarantees delivery of data and that packets will be delivered in the order they were sent. What is UDP? User Datagram Protocol is a connectionless protocol that works just like TCP but assumes that error checking and recovery services are not required. Instead, UDP continuously sends the datagram to the recipient whether they receive them or not. Now I will explain you the difference between both in simple words. Suppose there are two houses, A1 and A2, and a letter has to be sent from A1 to A2. But there is a river between those two houses. Now, what are the possible methods to send the letter? Solution 1. We have to build a bridge over the river, and then it can be delivered. Solution 2. Get it delivered through a pigeon. Acknowledge the first solution as TCP. A connection bridge has to be made to get the data letter delivered. The data received is reliable because it directly reaches another end without loss in connection or error. And the second solution is UDP. No connection is required for sending the data. The method is fast compared to TCP, where we need to set up a connection through the bridge. But the data in the case of UDP is not reliable, since we don't know whether the pigeon will go in the right direction, land on the right house, or it will drop the letter on the way, or come across some issue mid-traveling. Now I hope that you got the main idea of how TCP and UDP work. Let's discuss some differences between TCP and UDP in detail. TCP is a connection-oriented protocol, which means that every time a packet is sent says from host A to B, while UDP is a connectionless protocol. Here we are not receiving any confirmation. TCP used by protocols HTTP, FTP, SMTP, Telnet, and UDP used by protocols DNS, DHCP, TFTP, SNMP, RIP, and VoIP. The speed comparison shows that TCP is slower than UDP. Moreover, UDP is faster because there is no error checking for packets. The TCP header size is 20 bytes, whereas the UDP header size is 8 bytes. TCP does error checking and error recovery. On the other hand, UDP does error checking but no recovery options. It merely discards error packets. TCP sends data in a systematic manner serial-wise while UDP does not send data serial-wise. The first data may reach last, and the previous data may reach first. TCP is used while sending files, emails, etc., and UDP is used while playing online games. TCP is used to send large amounts of data. On the other hand, UDP is used to send a small amount of data. Usage: TCP is widely used for applications that require high reliability where timing is less of a concern. World Wide Web, HTTP, HTTPS. Secure Shell, SSH. File Transfer Protocol, FTP. Email, SMTP, IMAP/POP. UDP is best suited for applications that require speed and efficiency. VPN tunneling. Streaming videos. Online games. Live broadcasts. Domain Name System, DNS. Voice over Internet Protocol, VoIP. Trivial File Transfer Protocol, TFTP. That was all about the TCP and UDP. Let us know what do you think about the Transmission Control Protocol and User Datagram Protocol by commenting on your idea down below. You can also add simple daily life examples. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell icon to be notified every time we post. For more videos, stay tuned and goodbye for now.